Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about Nintendo Switch Sports. Just so you know, this video is not mine. I don't own this video. I just thought I'd put something on in the background while I'm talking about this. It's 12 AM, so if you do hear me yawn a few times, like that, then just ignore it, honestly. If you hear my rabbits in the background as well, you know, this isn't going to be a long video. This is just going to be me talking about Switch Sports, why I have an issue with it at times, and why the game is good as well. But I'm not going to go too deep into this, but I'm just going to say, if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and comment if you're new. I'd really appreciate it. And let's begin. So let's start off with the positive thing. Offline play is fine. So it's not special. It's exactly the same as you can imagine playing Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort. However, you actually have more bots to play against in this game. Quite a lot of... Jesus, I am tired. Anyways, quite a lot of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, you don't always have AIs to play against in certain games. Like with bowling, you don't have AI to play against, and you don't have AI to play against in golf either. Whereas, you know, like you don't have it with archery, or you don't have it with frisbee golf. You know, like it's more about beating your high score. But there are games that do have it, like sword play. You know, tennis as well. So it's kind of like that. But anyways, regarding this whole thing, I do think that the offline mode is just average. Exactly really what you would get with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. And if I wanted to play offline, I would genuinely just play that. Like, I would not play... I would not play Nintendo Switch Sports to just play offline game. Honestly, I wouldn't, because I just think at that point I'm wasting my time. Because I have played offline play with Nintendo Switch Sports. Yeah, sure, it's good for practicing the games if you want to play online, but other than that, it's kind of useless. Next point. The game is basically a reskin of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. You do have your Miis. You can play as your Miis, which is a positive thing. But however, you're not able to customize them. You have to use the in-game characters that you like that Nelly person on the screen. Who this guy is playing against? He's a Mii, and she's the character you can play in Switch Sports. If you play as like the in-game characters that you can customize, then it's fine. You can customize them however you want. However, if you're playing with Miis, it's not. You can't do that. It's just like you're stuck with an outfit, and then you have to play the entire game with that outfit, basically, when you're playing online. Sorry, guys. Let me just move this over here. My rabbit is trying to rustle up some flowers. Mother's Day tomorrow. Anyways, it's kind of annoying with that. It's just a reskin of the exact, well, 3 games at this point that we've had before. We've had Wii Sports, Wii Sports Resort, and then Wii Sports Club. And the thing was, I liked the idea of Wii Sports Club, and I actually enjoyed Wii Sports Club. The problem I have with this is everything that's in this game has pretty much been done before. Don't get me wrong, there is a few sports in here that have not been shown before this game, like football and volleyball as well. And yeah, there isn't really much else. I mean, like, let's just do this. I don't know how many sports there are in the game. I've kind of forgotten. But let me see. I might even be able to, because I've just put a YouTube video on. Is there a... Is there... Okay, let me just check something. Okay. Hold on. Let me go back. Here. Okay. So we've got basketball now, so that's fine. I'll count that in. But we have volleyball. That's an original sport. Badminton. That's also an original sport. Bowling is a reskin of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. Football is a new sport. Shambara is basically sword play. Tennis and basketball are both sports from the previous game. So basically we've got 1, 2, 3 original sports, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 1, 2, 3, 4 like sports that have just been reskinned. What I personally would have done is, if this was a game that I would do, I would make all the sports original, and then I would have a section where you can play original sports as well. I would say, like, why not add cricket in there? That's a sport we've not seen before. Like, it's all well and good having sports that, you know, are original, and I do applaud them for adding sports that we've not seen in a game before. However, I still think it is kind of just like hit or miss. Like, quite a lot of these sports I do feel like are just legit reskins of the sports from Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. But I just still do enjoy this game, even though it's got those sports in it, because it does kind of let you relive certain bits in it that, you know, you wouldn't have had before, or like you've had before in the past. I mean, like with Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, and I do feel like that is something that is, you know, amazing. You know, like, having these games is been a staple of my life as well. I'm just very disappointed with some of the things that they've done to this game, and I will get to those a bit in a minute. But I do think that this is really an okay game. Like, I'm not going to say it's great, I'm not going to say it's bad either. I'd just place it straight down the middle and say it's a 5 out of 10. You know, like, it does things well and it does things bad, but that's like every game. However, what annoys me about Nintendo is the fact that quite a lot of the time now, rather than trying to make something new, which I will applaud them sometimes, they do a good job with certain things, like Donkey Kong Bonanza. That game is amazing, I love that. I own it, but the price is bad. It's 75 UK pounds to buy that game with all its DLC. I was a sucker and I bought it. And playing also, like, buying the new Resident Evil Requiem is, you know, 60 quid in itself. And then they released the new, I think it's like WK26 or something, whatever it is, like the wrestling game. That is going for 120 on the Switch store, and I'm just not in. I'm not there for it. You know what I mean? Like, I have a Switch too, and even if I did care about that, I probably would not pay that much money. I also saw that with Borderlands as well. Borderlands 4, the new one, was going for 120 on the Switch 2 store, and Nintendo are legit just ripping people off. Admittedly, with this game, they weren't trying to rip people off as much. It was only 30 quid. And then if you got the sale, which is what I had, you can get the game for like 15, 20 quid, which is even better. And yeah, I mean, I have the thing I have with this game is I have periods of time where I don't play it at all, and then I have periods of time where I will play a lot because of the online unlockables, and let me get to those. So the thing about the online unlockables is it partly takes all the joy out of playing online for fun, because now they've added that system in the game, it's like you kind of just have to unlock all of it, and then you have to wait, like, I don't know, however long. Sometimes it's like a month, or sometimes it's like a few weeks, and then you're just like, well, I've done all of that now, I've got nothing to unlock. And that's part of, like, what they've taken away from, like, that experience. Like, I just feel like now it's just competitive to unlock things, and there's no other reason to play this game like online, and that's part of an issue that I do feel as well, because that's like something for me as well. Like, it's easy to unlock the stuff, but then it's like, well, what do I do after that? And then you just go offline for a while until you wait till the new stuff comes on, and it's just like, yeah, okay. It's just like taking the fun out of it. No, I don't play online in this game because I'm thinking, oh right, it's going to be fun just to play online with other players. You know, I play it to be like, well, I need to finish unlocking all of this stuff, and there's only one way to do that, so I'm going to do it. Like, I've got a load of stuff in this game because of the amount of time I spent on it. The other things. Let's move on from the offline because there's nothing to talk about with that. Online, I will say that it is a lot more accurate with the Switch Joy-Cons, whether you're playing on Switch 1 or Switch 2. Because originally I played this game on the Switch 1 because I owned it before Switch 2 even existed. Switch 2 only came out last year. So, yeah. Anyways, it is a lot more accurate than playing the Wii or Wii, or anything like that. Because of the fact that, obviously, I get that the technology in the Wii remotes is a lot older than the technology that's in the Switch Joy-Cons. Because I do feel that with the Switch Joy-Cons, they do, like, when you are playing golf or something and you swing it up, it actually listens to what you say, and it doesn't just go off on its own, its own thing like a Wii Sports does, where you kind of just tap it sometimes and it just basically red bars you. You actually do it does a decent job, and I will give Nintendo that they did a good job with the motion controls in this game, a lot more than they did with the Wii. But obviously I'm not faulting Nintendo for back then either, because of the fact that it was decent. It was decent back then for what it was. Obviously in 2026, not great. I still own a Wii, but I don't play it that often anymore because I have a modded Wii, and I have loads of other consoles as well, and it's just like, I do have times where I play my Wii, but I would much rather play my PS5 or my Switch 2 than anything else, so yeah. Anyways, another thing that is a problem with the online, and this is the main grits that I have with Nintendo Switch Sports. You pay for an online subscription, and if you're having issues with your network connection, you have basically a three-strike system and you're out, no pun intended for the bowling. You have this three-strike system, and sometimes it's not even your fault. Let's say you're playing Switch Sports and your Wi-Fi disconnects, or let's say you have a power outage, you get a strike. And then another thing, if your player that you're playing against leaves the game in online play, that counts as another strike. And then if you're, let's say, rage quit the game, that counts as your third strike. And then once you have 3 strikes, you're basically locked out of the online play for 3 hours. And it's like, I wouldn't have much of an issue with this if I wasn't paying for the game. If I wasn't paying for the game and I wasn't paying for an online membership, then sure. Or even if I was paying for the game but you didn't have to pay for the online, maybe I would have more respect for it. But it's the fact that you're paying for... I pay for a year of online membership for Nintendo, just the basics. I don't have the premium subscription where you get access to the old catalogs or anything like that. I literally just have the £20 a year, which is the most reasonable price on any console, like with online play, like the PS5, it's 60 quid for a year just to have the normal membership. And then For Xbox, it's like, I think it's like 22 quid a month to get Ultimate. But anyways, I do feel like Nintendo is the most reasonable with, that sort of thing. Um, but I don't like that system because most people have paid 30 quid for the game and then they pay 20 quid for the online if they're paying for the same yearly fee as what I pay for. That's £50 that you're paying for a game that kicks you out after having network issues. And it's also the other thing, like, I could understand if people were rage quitting and Nintendo weren't happy about that. Like, people were just going in and then back out of the game, they're back in again because they're rage quitting. But it's just a bit like they should have a system to detect that. Like, say, like, if you're in the game and then you rage quit, then sure, the three strike system probably works fine. But it's the fact that it's kind of just like, no matter what happens, like, you're gonna get kicked out. Like, I know that sometimes I had an issue with my Wi-Fi booster, and it wasn't being as reliable as I was hoping, and my game disconnects, and then it causes me an issue, and that is, like, really annoying. I've also had instances where I was playing tennis with people, and then they leave the game, but out of, like, rage, that sort of thing, and then I then get your opponent has left the game, and that counts towards one of your strikes. So not only are you sabotaging other players, but you're also sabotaging yourself. So essentially, you're getting double that. Another thing is, if you're like, oh, I know I've got my third strike, I'm not even going to be able to go back into the online play anyway, I'm just going to stay out of the game now. Let's say you do that, and then you go 5 days without playing Switch Sports. You go back in the game thinking, okay, I'll go online now. You enter the online play, and then you see, oh, because of your disconnection, you have to wait 3 hours. It's a joke, because then it's like you have to physically come back in the game after your third strike, and then, like, wait for the 3 hours after that. And I've had it before, believe me. I know, because I've had times where I'm like, well, I know I'm not going to be able to play anymore anyways because of that, so I'll just come back into it another time. And then it's like your 3 hours countdown only starts after you, like, launch the game again or try going online again. And it's just like a hassle to go through that system only for it to tell you, oh, you've got to wait 3 hours. I just think that system shouldn't be in place at all. Like, I think that if Nintendo really wants to ban people from, going into the game, like, sure, do that. But don't do it for people actually trying to play the game. It's not always everyone's fault for reasons why their Wi-Fi disconnects or people have had power cuts or whatever it is. It's not really fair that Nintendo will kick you out of the game and just say, well, screw you then, you're not playing the game anymore because of something that's not your fault, or like another opponent's left the game, so it's like, it's on you. Like, this game is super, like, unflushed. You know what I mean? It's just, like, useless. And I think also 3 hours is way too long to wait. I think that is a load of crap. I think they should at least say, right, look, if you want to give your waiting time, give you 5 minutes. Say, look, you're not allowed to play online for 5 minutes. Try and adjust your Wi-Fi connection or whatever it is. And then give you a strike. And then if you do it again or something like that, then give you 10 minutes. It's a lot easier doing it like that rather than just doing it like, oh, right, wait 3 hours. I think that's absolutely insane. However, that is just my opinion. But I don't know what you guys think, whether it's a good system or a bad system. However, I find it very annoying. But yeah, overall, this game's a 5 out of 10. Like, it does what it needs to do, but it's not like a game that I would generally pick up and play for an offline mode. I would just play Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort because that's what the games were there for. I even sometimes will pick up Wii Sports Club on my Wii U just to enjoy that game as well with the higher graphics that were Wii Sports, just better. Um, However, I do think that there are times where the game is good and it is fun to play online with others, but overall it's just like the play is just meh, and then you've got reskins of things that have already been done before with Nintendo, and it's just like lazy in my opinion. They could have made an entire section just based on like the oldies, like reliving nostalgia. I'm not suggesting that they take out those sports that made the games good, but I'm just suggesting maybe they should have just based in the entire game on original sports they've not done before, and then have a section for like the oldies, like Wii Sports era stuff, and then just have like a section of like having basketball, having bowling, having tennis, having golf, all of that, and then just have uh, like that section for an online play, and then also having the section of online play for the new stuff. I just think that would be a lot better. Like, imagine playing cricket with someone online. Like, it would just be so much fun. And it's just like, you've got volleyball already. Like, you just do that. I just feel like having like 8 sports of just, it's just useless. Like, double it. You've had a game that's had so many more sports. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just have 8 classics and then have like, have your 8 top rated old sports from your previous games, and then have like 8 new sports. I just think it would have been so much better. I think everyone would have appreciated that more and had a higher regard for the game than what we got, because I just feel like they've clearly had a lot of effort and they've had a lot of time to put into a new sports game, because the last time we had a sports game like was Wii Sports Club, that was like 2012, 2014. Like, that was so long ago. They've had like 10 plus years to work on a new sports game, and it's just mid. Like, it's not that great. Like, honestly, I'd say I enjoy playing Switch Sports, but only to play for the literally for the online players, for no other reason. Um, I don't play this game that often because it's not special. It's just a game that you would play. You know what I mean? Like, sure, there's little bits and bobs here that are good, like what we're seeing now. It's cool having the like obstacles and things, like special sections and stuff. But I do feel like it's just literally a reskin of Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, as we've already had like the training modes and things like that. And I just think, why? I genuinely just think, why now? Like, just honestly, I think that they would have been better at this point making Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort a remaster. Like, I genuinely think they would have been better doing that and just making like the Wii Sports Resort online play for the Nintendo Switch would have been a great thing. Um, and it's honestly better than what we've currently got. But maybe that's just me. Let me know in the comments if you appreciate this game, whether you like it, whether you dislike it, what made you buy the game. Because at the end of the day, I just think it's one of those games that you pick up for a few hours and you put it down, and then it's like you won't play it again for another few months. Like, it's just, that's just like what Switch Sports is to me. But if you guys agree with me, let me know. If you guys disagree with me, also let me know. I really want to hear your opinions on this game. But that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I'm just making that clear now. It's not a fact. I'm not saying the game is bad, and I'm also not saying the game is great either. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of mid, right? But let me know, voice your opinions in the comments. I really want to hear. But if you did enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, and comment if you do. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys for sitting with me and listening to me ramble for 25 minutes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.